Ryan Jarrell here for Fight Bananas, and I'm very excited to have my next guest on the program. It's the Jamaican sensation, Ode Osbourne, who picked up a huge round two TKO victory over Luis Garuli this past Saturday at UFC Vegas 105. Ode, great to talk to you again, man. And what a lightning fast shot that was. Right down the pipe. It was so quick that Michael Bisping thought it was with your right hand, not your left hand. How did that feel to get that KO?
It felt really good because me and my coach have been working that, that hook cross combo and that cross hook combo nonstop, man. We just drilled that over and over again. So it felt great to actually finally um have something land that you work on. You know what I mean?
For sure, sure, no doubt, man. And this must have been kind of a different experience for you going into the fight because I was looking through your Tapology record again before the interview. Not only have you never had three losses in a row, you've never even had two losses in a row, man. So your back
Yeah.
must have been against the wall, feeling that pressure, right? Can you just kind of tell me what the mentality was like going into this fight?
So there's two stages to pressure, right? There's the first stage where you have your first two losses in a row and you're like, man, it hits you hard. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the good stage of pressure where all pressure is good pressure. Not all pressure, but most pressure, because that means that there's something that you need to you have in line to execute. There's an opportunity there. Whenever there's pressure, there's opportunity. So for me, losing three in a row was like, well, can't get much worse than this, you know. So I don't. It really made me feel comfortable in there because I've experienced it over and over again. So that was the biggest thing, was the comfortability of being under the lights and losing under the lights that many times in one sitting.
Well, I still think you won that fight in the sphere, but that's just my opinion. We can,
Me
I want to
too.
circle back to that. I do want to ask you about that before we sign off. But as far as just the mental side of things going into it, like, was your confidence ever affected? Like, did that ever come into play at all? I mean, you're in there with top guys, right? So it's not like you're fighting guys that are, not in the UFC or on the way out. You're fighting a high level competition. So was the confidence ever shook at all?
No, but that's what made my confidence so high. My confidence actually wasn't shook because I'm fighting those guys like, Asu Amabayev, Jeff Filio, Lazy Boy with, big records. I'm like, at least I'm not getting teed up by some bums of the division. These are all high level fighters. So for me, that reassures my confidence. The fact that I need more work to do. That's the only thing I thought about was, okay, I need more. I got more work to do.
So the game plan going in against Garuli, what was it? How do you feel like it played out versus what you thought it was going to be going into the fight?
It's pretty much every fight though. Keep it long, and eventually they're gonna shoot once you start touching them up. That's what happens in every fight. As soon as you start touching them up, they eventually will shoot for that takedown. So it was just a matter of keeping it long and making them guess. So that shot isn't gonna be available for them to shoot. And one of the things that I was talking about in my last interview was that the jab, I was pumping that jab, but it was a little short. I should have kept it a little longer and in his face to keep him away from my legs a little bit better in that first round. But one step at a time.
Was that the corner advice that you got going into round two?
No, that was my advice for me that I thought about.
Okay. What did your corner? What did Dewey and the guys tell you going into round two?
They said, um, Aljo said, throw some knees in there, like feint the knees. Dewey said, feint, feint the bot, just do some more feints and pump my jab. Keep behind my jab. Like remain. I don't know how I'm saying this. Keep pumping your jab. There you
Okay.
go. And Alex was just saying, for the wrestling portion, same thing. Just do some feints, keep him guessing so he doesn't shoot because he's gonna probably try to do a takedown again. It's gonna come again.
And you got
So
those go-go gadget arms, man, especially for this division, the longest reach in the division, right?
yeah, longest in the division.
So that's always got to be something that's on your mind, right? To pump that jab
Yeah.
and to kind of keep your guys at bay.
Yes, yes. That's the key to victory. Pump that jab and follow it up. And kind of Izzy does that a little bit, but Izzy more so plays from that range. You know what I mean? Where I like to play from the range, but I like to come in once I get you. I'm like, I'm coming in. I don't like to hang out there for too long. I like to get in on you, get in your face.
Gotcha. Well, big win, man. What's the current contractual status like for you right now? Do you need to sign a new deal, like, or how many fights do you have left on the current deal?
No idea. I've talked to my managers. I've no idea
Okay. I mean, you would assume, especially after this, regardless of the
yet.
situation, that you're going to be around in the UFC for a while.
Sure. And especially they saw my lazy boy fight. And so I'm hoping the UFC is like, oh man, this guy can bang. Okay, let's start building him.
One of four performance of the night bonuses, so that's nice, an extra 50 G's in
Mhm.
your pocket. When you see like the UFC not giving like fight of the night bonuses and everything, like, do you even like not even try to think about that if you have a
Yeah,
performance? I mean,
I don't think
it's kind of
about it.
pointless, right?
No, yeah, because um, obviously I wanted and needed the bonus really badly, but also I was content with the win.
How did you celebrate? Did you go out with the guys and eat some good
We,
food?
I, yes, I definitely ate some good food, man. Definitely, because that wake up was a little rough, so definitely had to put the meat back on my bones.
What was the food of choice?
Eat everything: rice, chicken, steak, pasta. I
Okay.
had some good pasta at Mother Wolf at the Fountain Blue. You ever get a chance to go there? Amazing.
Okay, good for you, man. You got it all in. You
hmm
mentioned the hard weight cut. You said that in the post fight interview as well. Is there a reason for the weight cut being more difficult this time?
Um, no, just little things like the water loading. I did a little less water loading than I did last time, so I gotta keep my water loading high.
Okay, and you don't anticipate there to be any issues with you moving forward making 125?
I mean, I've had 11 fights in the UFC, so if I haven't missed weight yet, I don't. It's not gonna happen.
It is safe to say though, like regardless of weight class, the older you get, the harder it is, right? Like, do you find it harder though, the older you're getting?
Yes, yes, I would love to fight at 35 eventually. I would, but I still I want to run for that title.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, it's one of those things that I gotta just go back to the drawing board and make sure everything is ironed out properly.
Understood. Let me ask you about that fight at the Sphere. What was that whole spectacle like? As I told you earlier, I did think you won the fight, but what was it like fighting there and just the whole atmosphere, the visual? It looked absolutely bananas.
It was, and I couldn't really tell you. I was so locked in and focused that I was like, don't look up, don't look at anything else. Just look at the cage and focus on what you're about to go do. That's it, because you don't want to get too distracted because it was wild. It really was, man. It was like being in the Matrix.
Yeah, I can only imagine. You used the word fiasco, I think, in a previous interview that you did about like the mistake you made against Lazy Boy. Can you just kind of run me through like your thought process now, looking back at it?
Because, when I knocked him down, the ref kind of went in, but stopped. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, maybe if I didn't jump on him and hit him and woke him back up, the ref would have stopped it. So I was like, in this fight, I was going to let the ref stop it. And if he moves, then I'll jump on
And with this most recent
him.
victory that you had, the TKO, what was going through your mind after that experience at the Sphere and this one where you got the
that's
TKO
what
victory?
that's what went through my mind. When I hit him on the ground, I was like, you know what? He looks like he's like eyes roll in the back of his head, and he looks like he's not with it. So maybe Jason's gonna stop it. If he doesn't, then I'll jump on him and pick my shots carefully and not try to burn myself like I did at the Sphere. And so that's what I meant by that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to stop it. I don't think there was really a need for any additional shots,
But
but
now people can't say, "Oh, it was an early stoppage."
yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough. Tell me, what it's like having Dewey Cooper, Aljo, Alex, all those guys around you day in and day out. I have to imagine, especially with someone as high level as Aljamain Sterling, like your grappling, your takedown defense, just everything has to be getting better and better.
I have the super team, man, for real. I got like the NBA All-Star team. I feel like Bill Belichick. Dewey Cooper is just, really, really um, consistent and all the things that he does when it comes to being a striking coach. Like everything that we do is the same. You know what I mean? It's just so much consistency and what we're doing. We're adding on to things. We're not changing anything up. We're just adding and building and just keep on repeating the same flow every day. Same with Alex. Same with Aljo. They both are very good in drilling and repeating the same things that they do.
So is it safe to say that the best version of Ode Osbourne is still to come?
Yes, it hasn't even come yet.
That's scary. That's a scary
Yeah.
thought. As far as time frame goes for your next fight, is there a perfect time frame? Do you want a little time off, or do you want to jump back in there?
I don't know. I'm gonna go to my manager and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna talk about it probably in a week. I just need some time right now to not think about it.
Okay. And I got to ask you a little bit about Cody Durden. I know I've asked you this before, but what is that situation like right now? Is that a fight that you would like to have down the line, or are you guys cool?
I mean, I want to see him be successful. Cody and I are cool, but we still are gonna talk shit just because it's fun for the sport and people love the drama. But we're cool. I want to see him be successful. I want to see him get back on the horse and do some spectacular things because it would be a fun little meetup in the end. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
And finally, just about the 125 division right now, Pantoja looks pretty dominant at the top of the mountain. Who do you think is the guy that could dethrone him?
Manil,
Okay,
I
so you
think
so you
I
got
think
caught.
yeah, I think Manil Cop could be the guy that dethrones Pantoja.
So how do you see the fight with Cop and Royval playing out? Playing out.
I think Cop gets that one. I think Roybell's tricky with the grappling, tricky grappler, but I don't know. I think Manil definitely has a more elusive striking on the feet. He's calm and he just throws in numbers.
Yeah, he's a scary guy. Thoughts
Hmm.
on Moreno beating Urseg, that performance?
I didn't watch it.
Okay. Do you think
I
maybe
was
based on what you've heard that Moreno, or just your gut, like, do you think he could be a guy that could retain the belt down the line, or is his best days behind him?
I think so, but I don't want to see him fight Pantoja for the fourth time. I would like maybe Manil beating Pantoja in a perfect world. I hope Manil beats Pantoja, and then we have Brandon and Manil. That would be a much better fight. I don't want to see another Moreno Pantoja fight or Kai Car France um, Manil, something like that, and then Moreno fights whoever beats who. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be much better. I don't want to see a fourth Brandon Pantoja.
Okay, understood. I'm with you as well on that one. I think there's a lot of matchmaking that can be done to make the division as exciting as possible. Well, Ode, as always, man, I appreciate the time. Great talking to you again. Congrats on the victory. We can't wait to see you back in there whenever that is. Before we do officially sign off, I want to give you the floor. If you got anything you want to plug, anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Nothing much. Just starting my cigar company, Your Best Cigars. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna do big things. Yeah, that's about it. My social media handle is Ode Osbourne on everything: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it.